What's going on, guys? It's Wednesday, 7:30. Welcome to the Coastal Bros. Couple bros down, but I did invite a couple guys to come on the show. Hopefully, they'll be on shortly. We'll be commenting with a couple guys. How you doing, Rashawn? She's on time. She is on time. Thank you, Rashawn, for coming in. So we're gonna talk a little bit about. I'll get kicking it off real quick. We'll do some NHL because the guys I got coming on later, they are basketball fanatics. So we will talk basketball with those guys in a bit. But we had some overtime game seven thrillers, and this was awesome. It was you know, I gotta say one of the I had a poll earlier right in the week. I said, I like game fives over game sevens. Well, in the NHL, we had great at game sevens all around. Um, Calgary won, Edmonton won, the Tampa Bay Lightning won, and the Carolina Hurricanes won. And the greatest of all, New York Rangers came back down from 3-1. Now, I won't have Big Boy on tonight because he's got some things to do, taking care of. So, but he was ecstatic, and I was ecstatic for him for his Rangers moving on to the next round. They're actually playing Carolina as we speak right now, and the Rangers are actually up 1-0. So, that was a great game. I couldn't imagine anymore on how well it was because you know I was thinking, I like Sidney Crosby, and Sidney Crosby was a great guy. He was a great competitor, but it was just his career might be done. I don't know how much more he can do. Um, I know he missed a couple games, and that's what probably helped the Rangers get back in this series, and to tie it up. So, I mean, hey, good for the Rangers. As far as Tampa Bay goes, Tampa Bay they they beat they went into Toronto. I didn't think they'd go into Toronto and win. I mean, as far as game seven. Now, if I pull up my bracket will say otherwise. So let me get my bracket real quick, and I'll show you my bracket. My bracket here, I pull it up real quick. Here's my bracket. So my bracket here shows me I went 8 for 8. Okay. Whoops. Oh, where'd that go? So my bracket went 8 for 8. So I got Colorado. I took Colorado. I took St. Louis. I took Calgary. I even took Edmonton. As much as I love my Kings, I took Edmonton, thinking there's no way the Kings would win. I was shocked that they actually took them to Game 7. I picked Florida. I picked Tampa. I actually, and if you see, I lost a lot of the. I think the only ones I won was St. Louis and 6 as far as the actual games I predicted. But I did pick Carolina, and I picked the Rangers. So now we'll see what I picked Florida to beat Tampa this round. Florida's actually down 1-0. They lost to Tampa last night. I have Carolina winning this round. This round, they're actually losing, so I don't know how well I'll be doing. The Battle of Alberta, I picked Calgary, and then of course Colorado, who will have them winning the whole thing. So that's what I have right now. So right now, though, I'm gonna bring in, as you hear my dogs. I'm gonna bring in the point god, as he calls himself today. Romero, how are we doing today, buddy?
Hey, if Chris Paul can refer to himself as the point guard, so can I.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so I was talking a little bit about the hockey. Interesting game sevens, right? We had some great overtime game seven thrillers.
Yeah, my
You
Kings
just,
are out.
yeah, our Kings are definitely are out, but I mean, hey, I didn't think they get that far. I was shocked that they got as far as they did. They played a heck of a game seven, and if they would have got luck like the Rangers did, and Connor McDavid would have been out for a couple games, we could have easily been playing Calgary right now. Uh,
Hey, let me ask you, man, since you're in Florida, how's the excitement level for the Tampa Bay Lightning and Florida matchup?
it's it's great. It's exciting me. The Tampa Bay. I live closer to Tampa, and they're all talking about three-peat. They want that three-peat. They want to be one of the first teams to three-peat, and but down in Florida, down where the Panthers play, towards Miami, they want to break the curse of the whoever gets the President's Trophy doesn't win. I mean, they'll win the first round, but they don't win past the first round. So they're trying to break that. But I mean, Tampa came out and they handed it to them yesterday, 4-1. They handed it to them game one. So I mean, Tampa looks like okay, they're out of their they're out. They're one of their biggest stars. He might come back for game two. I know he was out. He was out last game because he pulled a groin. So I think it's a groin. People are saying hammy. I was thinking more like a groin the way he landed and twisted his leg. So I'm hoping he'll be back soon. But yeah, that overtime thriller was great. People are over here a lot ecstatic. I mean, it's funny because my buddy's like, well, now that the Kings are out, are you gonna go? I said, well, I guess I go for the team where I'm living at now. So I'll go dust off my Tampa Bay Lightning gear, and I'll just root for the Lightning. That's like
That makes sense.
So I'll root for the Lightning. I mean, when the Kings went down here to play the Lightning this season, when I went to the game, I wore my King gear. But I went to a game early in the year when my first hockey game this year in Tampa. They were actually playing the Panthers, ironically, and I wore Lightning gear because it's like, all right, I'll support this team because it's close, right?
Yeah.
That's the only team I'm gonna support. I'm not gonna support the Bucks. No way, no how.
How would you compare the atmosphere, the intensity? I know that when you live on the West Coast, you probably went to a couple Kings games. I mean, I've been to a couple Kings games myself, and that's what made me a hockey fan. To be honest with you, after I witnessed a hockey game live, and guys are getting checked, and I became a hockey fan. Not a avid hockey fan, but I'll tune in when the Kings are playing every now and then. But how is the atmosphere as far as fans go? Are they like a hockey crazy environment? I mean, I know it's not going to be like the Canadian teams are, per se, but as far as American hockey fans go,
American hockey fans, and as far as out here, everybody's into the game. Okay, they're into the game. Every call, every bad call, every good call. It's not like LA where you see everybody on their phones. They're watching the game, but they're pictures and
a little distracted,
right?
Yeah.
They're trying to get that great photo.
Eating that great sushi that they have at formerly known as the Staples Center.
Exactly, at Crypto. But they're really into it. The Tampa fans and they're friendly. That's one thing I liked about. When I went to the Kings game, I was friendly. I mean, I'm even at the Dodger game. I'm friendly. I'll be friendly to the Giant guys.
Well, you worked in the building for many years, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I'll be friendly, but at the same time, the fans, even when I had my other opposing team, they were friendly. They weren't talking mess or trash or anything like that. Like when I went down to
an adversary.
Yeah, when I went down to Qualcomm back when I lived in Cali and I wore my Chief gear and we lost. All right. Oh, you guys are gonna da-da-da. You guys da-da-da.
I know you heard it.
I heard it and I was like, whatever. And then the year that they won, like my record to see the Chiefs live is not great. It's like 1-3. Okay.
So you're kind of a jinx. That's what you're saying.
But the last time I watched them, they won.
Okay.
So I left on a high.
Yeah.
Okay. I left on a high. So the last time I watched them, they won. The last time I was anywhere close to where they were at in the stadium, when I went to the Fan Fest in Miami, we won a Super Bowl. So
the last one is the one that matters, not the first couple ones that you attended and they lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Hopefully we get Mike on the show. I was kind of last minute.
No worries.
But I guess I'll be the lone representative from the West Coast on the show.
Yeah, well, exactly. I would love to have the Control Podcast crew, but I mean, I get one member of the Control Podcast crew pretty much every week. So I appreciate you coming on again. You know, stuff happens, so some people can't make it, which is cool. But instead of canceling the show, I was like, I'll just like you said earlier, I got you in the bullpen, right? You know,
Warming
warming up.
like Kimbrel.
Yep. Speaking of which, before we get to the basketball, Dodgers look pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, I
they
was
bound.
actually at the stadium yesterday. They had a doubleheader. I actually watched the early game,
So
and
let me. Okay, go
the
ahead.
bats came alive. The bats came alive, and they carried it on through today. Also, they won today, so
Yes,
we
they
swept
swept,
the
right?
yeah yeah
So
swept
let me
the
ask.
D-backs.
Okay,
The
let me ask you a
D-backs.
question. Yeah, let me ask you a question real quick. How does this doubleheader work? Because I know back in the day, doubleheaders was like you watched both games. You got
Yeah,
paid for one. You paid. Did they kick you
nah,
out?
man, those days are long gone. Where you get two for the price of one. So what they do is they allow enough time in between the second game, so they can kick out the fans from the first game, and then admit the fans for the second game. So the first game was at noon, and then the second game wasn't until 7. So there was like a 3-hour gap there that allows them to, push the fans out the stadium so the next batch of fans could enter. So yeah,
Okay.
man, those days are over. You don't get 2 for 1 anymore. You gotta pay separate admission.
So if you had both tickets, you had to pay for double parking.
Well, no, the parking. I mean, if you stick around, obviously, I mean, you're good as far as the parking.
They
But
they didn't kick. You didn't kick out cars to say you got to leave, or like you have to. Did they kick out? Like, did
no,
you have to
I
like?
think I think parking wise, you could stay there, and stick around for the second game if you like. But you do have to pay for the second game
Oh, okay. All
ticket
right. Yeah.
admission wise. Yeah.
So you had to get new tickets. Yeah, man. Cause I was curious. I was like, I had somebody ask me, a family member asked me that. She goes, "What happens? Do they get to stay for both games?" And I said, "I don't think they do." And then when I was scrolling down Facebook, I saw you at the game. Did you get one of them jerseys?
Dude, I was so mad because I wasn't aware that you have to buy the tickets from like a specific website. Like you have to get a specific package in order to get the jersey.
Oh,
I assumed that it was for all fans with a ticket. So
oh
I
wow.
get there and they had like separate lines, and I'm like, "What's this?" And they're like, "Well, these are the folks that bought the special package." And I'm like, "Screw that." Anyways, I saw the
The
jerseys,
Harrison jerseys.
not the best quality. So
Okay,
yeah,
they look kind of cool from far.
I
three
mean, I'll
thousand
take
miles on
it.
the screen.
If they're handing them out for free, I'll take it. Probably give
Of
it to my
course,
pops or something like that. But
right.
I personally probably wouldn't wear it.
All right, all right. So
But yeah, man, the ravine was rocking though. I mean, for a noon game, it was hot out there too, man. I forgot how hot it gets for those noon or 1 o'clock games, especially in the bleachers, man. But
yeah,
the Micheladas help, cool
enchiladas
you
were
down a little bit.
enchiladas were
See,
going down,
senor. See,
huh?
senor, man, you got to stay hydrated. You got to stay hydrated.
Dodger dogs. You have a Dodger
Yeah.
dog?
You know what, dude? I don't know, dude. They've ruined the Dodger dog. It tastes horrible, man.
Really?
I ate half of it, and I just couldn't finish it, dude. Apparently, Farmer John is not providing
Yeah, they lost that thing. So
the links anymore. So, nah, dude, thumbs down on the Dodger dog, man. They ruined it.
do they
So
still have the all you can eat section?
they don't have They used to have that right field pavilion,
Yeah,
all you can eat, which
yeah.
man, I took advantage of that many times. Nah, they got rid of it. They got rid
Oh,
of
did
it.
they?
Yeah, they no
Okay.
longer do that.
So
But
how's the stadium? I mean, how's it?
dude,
I
it's
haven't
it's
I
it's
haven't been there since
beautiful,
they
dude.
renovated.
Dude, when's the last time you went?
I went in. Let's see, 2019.
Okay, so man, since they've added elevators, one in left field, one in right field. Like for my dad, that like for example, he hates going up the stairs. Man, you remember those old stairs that you used to have to go
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
dude?
because
Those were. It's like you're walking up the Aztec pyramids or something, man. But yeah, now I can take my pops and he hops on the elevator and we're sitting, left field, the right field, what have you. But yeah, they renovated that whole area. Center field is now, there's certain areas where it's completely open. And actually, right at center field where the wall is, there's like a playing area for kids. I'm pretty sure that if you watch the games on TV, you'll see like kids playing in center field.
Yeah, I've seen it on TV, and I've seen it on like the show because they have the new stadium on the show. So but
they've done a really good job of maintaining that stadium. I mean, considering how old it is, I think it stands up there with some of the best stadiums. I mean, to me, it's top 3.
Yeah, I definitely, when I get back, I get a chance to go back there. I definitely gonna try to get to a game because excuse me. I remember I had Loge. I think I was in inner reserve, row 16 or I think aisle 16, row G, seat 1, 2, and 3, 4. Like those are the sports, and so I remember those steps.
Yeah.
Right until where I was like, dude, I was dying by the time I got up there.
Brutal. Good workout though.
Oh yes, but the worst one was if you got top deck because you finally made it revert, and then you go, I still got 2 more fights.
Brutal.
I just want to go through here and go to the elevator. Nope, you got to go all the way up. No, you got to go all the way up.
I'm glad they added the elevators, man. It was about time.
They still got those stairs though?
They still have them if you want to walk them.
If you want to walk them?
If you feel like burning some calories.
So do you have multiple entrances? Then? Because I overheard that.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty well organized. I mean, you get in and out of there. Well, as far as the stadium, you get in and out of there, pretty seamlessly. But parking's a whole nother situation, man. Getting out of there is always a challenge, as you know.
You gotta have the shortcuts. Like, look, when your mother was ahead of the Department of Traffic,
you gotta know where to go, man. You got Academy Road.
She knew how to get in and out within 5 minutes.
But the thing is, everybody has that, the Waze app now. So, so it's like, hey, man, everybody has their little shortcuts now. It's no longer a secret.
Yeah, I remember going all the way down to right before the 101, or it's the one that goes into the 210.
Yeah,
the one that emerges into the 210.
110,
yeah, the 110. I remember getting all the way down to the 110.
I think it was the first freeway built too, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous, man. Those curves, dude. If you had a few at the ballpark, you
didn't even need to have a few for that. But that was one of the worst. Still to this day is one of the worst.
Even if you're sober, it's dangerous. So
one of the worst freeways, because I remember it's like an Indy 500 right through that thing, right all the way up to Academy Road and
Jeff Gordon, man.
So, but all right, so let's get into some basketball, and we're gonna talk a little bit here. Let's do it. The Suns, they no-showed in Game 7.
All
right, what happened? What happened with the Suns? Did
Luka happened? That's what happened.
So Luka came in and said, "That's it."
I mean, Luka single-handedly outscored him. I mean, literally outscored him right in the first half, I believe.
Well, in the first half, Luka had
27 points. Yeah,
27 points, and the Suns by themselves had 27 points as a team.
I mean, Luka completely just killed their morale, man. I mean, he went for the neck.
Right.
Luka's a savage, man.
All right.
He's a killer, man. And people don't realize, like, this guy been a professional since he was 14 years old, and he was dominating in Spain, winning championships as a teenager. So it's not like he hasn't felt the pressure or been in big games before, man. That's why you see him smiling out there, getting buckets, just step backs and Euro steps, and to him it's second nature, man. It's what he does. I think potential wise, if you asked me which young player I would take right now, man, Luka to me has to be the guy I think that I would pick. I mean, despite how great the Greek Freak is, I would probably go with Luka.
All right.
Yeah.
So, real quick, in the bullpen, we got the other Coastal bro, Joey Two Wallace, is actually in the building.
Oh, okay.
He came
He's
in.
pulling
So
a Willis Reed.
He's pulling the Willis Reed coming in out of nowhere. So let's bring in Two Wallets over here. Two Wallets, what's going on, buddy?
You
There he
know, I was
Wait, 2K?
Yeah,
no,
what is that in the
that's
background?
us.
That's
us.
in the
Oh,
background.
okay.
You know, just a small story. I've had this Daniel, what did you call it? I got the
Fire stick.
Fire Stick, and I didn't know that there was so many things that you could do with the Fire Stick because I'm an old head, you know. So I decided to plug it in, and it works well, and it works everywhere apparently. So I can watch us on the big screen.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
So I decided to do.
All right. Well, you're gonna be joining us this evening.
So tell us.
So I can watch you on the phone, and I can watch you on TV.
So what? So tell us. Did you get comments from Romero here, as we're calling him the point god today? He's the point god because.
Oh, he's talking about Magic Johnson.
So
thank you.
So
thank you. If there is one man who can actually refer to himself as the point god, it's
Magic Johnson.
That's it. I don't want to ever hear anybody refer to Chris Paul as the point god.
And then if you take it one step down, I got the point universe. That's Steph, you know. But other than them two, ain't nobody else in the stratosphere.
Well, I can't argue with that. I mean, Steph.
Well, you know, God created the universe, so that's why I got 1 and then 2. So, you know, boom, boom.
But could Steph play in the 80s?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
His
physical as that era was, you think Steph could do in the 80s what he's done in this era?
He could play in the 70s, and he could play in the 80s, and he could play in the 90s. With his attention to detail, as fast as he gets his shot up, his stamina level is unmatched. That dude runs around. He was more you remember how Reggie Miller was when Reggie Miller just used to run around, and then people used to get tired of running around? Like, Steph is better at that than Reggie was.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna give him the number 2 spot quite yet. I think you can't disrespect Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas. Zeke.
Isaiah Thomas did not change the game.
Detroit Piston.
I understand what you're saying, but Isaiah Thomas did not change the game.
Magic and Isaiah, and then everyone else.
Right.
No, I have Magic and Stephen and everybody else.
I mean, it's a matter of taste.
That's interesting.
But I don't think he could physically survive the 80s.
And then a matter of respect, I used to really, really have Rondo higher up, and normally I don't allow off the court stuff. Yeah, I know. I normally don't.
You lost.
I normally.
You lost him.
Oh, he'll be back, I'm sure. I normally don't.
By that Rondo statement that he just.
No, but I'm trying. But let me finish my statement though. Normally, I don't allow off the court stuff to, affect my on the court thought thinking. But seeing Rondo in Chicago, I thought, man, that's really great on the court. But after hearing what's going on with him in the last 48 hours, yeah, I'm like, man, that just kills it for me.
Off the court stuff, but I would take Dame Lillard before I take Rondo. To be honest with you, I mean, there's probably a few guys I would take before I take Rondo. I mean, I understand Rondo has a few championships, but I mean, he was surrounded by a lot more talent than Lillard has ever been surrounded with. To be fair,
that's Dame. That, you know what? We got to start understanding the era that they live in. That this is their choice.
But Lillard to me is tough. I think he could probably play in the 80s. I could see him playing in the 80s.
But you know what? I don't want to run too far off topic. So to hit back on this Suns no-show in Game 7. But remember, we will finish that conversation another day because that's something we could go on for at least 20 minutes on. Point guards and how we – this is what I'm going to do. With this and that story we were just talking about in this story, match up evenly, and I'm going to tell you why. The Suns no-show, CP3 no-show, we have to start holding them accountable as sports fans and adding in their off the court and their on the court, because when it comes to these stars and they're the best at that sport or they're the people that we follow, that totally makes up of what they are on the court. For an example, CP3 is 38 now.
He's getting up
now.
That window was closing.
Right. Okay, but that's not the point. Let me just put it this way: before this series, heck, before the playoffs, CP3 is having better season than 20 and 25-year-olds. The dude has completely changed his diet. He is a vegan. You know what I'm saying?
How do you guys feel about Pat Beverly's comments?
I'll get to that in a minute.
But like I said, when it comes to the Suns and the no-show, man, to have a CP3 be 38 and to get that far, man, that part right there is commended. So that's what I mean is we really do got to start as us as the media. Seriously, like we're the lower end of the media, I understand, for right now, but we got to start seeing what they do off the court or off the field and then relating it or off the ice, and then seeing how it translates to them off and on the ice. Because, like, for an example, Chris Henry, one of the best receivers you ever seen athletically, had a drug issue off the field, and now he's murdered. Had an accident.
Wasted.
You know what I'm saying? But that's part of it. We've all seen greatness before. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if Brandon Roy would have had a better workout regimen. He was one of the best two guards I ever seen.
Yeah, he was nice.
Imagine if his off the court matched his on the court. Imagine if his circle was different. Imagine if his workout regimens were different. Imagine if his knees were saved. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole bunch. We all talk about choices. Suns and the CP3 and the no-show.
Well, okay.
I just feel bad that it took this long for us to see a great CP3 who went out like that.
But see, this is not just CP3 no-showed. Devin Booker's no-showed either. Devin Booker was supposed to be in the MVP candidate.
I understand.
Why is he not being MVP candidate? I heard this on some of the sports radio shows. Why isn't he not the MVP candidate? He's supposed to be. Well, now if you're looking at like, well, I can't put you in the MVP race because showed Game 7 on your home court. And what happened to Andre Ayton? How you get benched on a Game 7? Now, I don't know what happened, if they got into it with the coach or whatever, but he's gone.
I'm surprised, man. I'm surprised that they didn't exploit that matchup, because Dallas, I mean, if you think about their big man, that's probably the best matchup that Phoenix had against Dallas. And I think that's probably why DeAndre Ayton was so upset, because they were not going to him at all. They went away from that. I mean, Dallas, obviously they had to give up Porzingis in order to get Spencer Dinwiddie.
Worth it.
That really left him with a big hole in the middle. And I'm like I said, man, I'm surprised they didn't go to Ayton more. That would have been the matchup to exploit, So that falls on the coach. Monty Williams has to take the blame for that, because they did not use Ayton enough. And now, Ayton's coming up on a contract situation where they have to make the determination whether they're gonna re-sign this guy, give him the big payday, or they're gonna let him go. But I mean, if they're not even gonna use him, like, why even keep him? Why pay him big money if you're not gonna go to him in these playoff situations?
He played 17 minutes in Game 7 of a playoff game, win or go home. 17 minutes.
All right, well, let me jump in here on this one. So, why didn't Booker play? Okay, when it comes to Ayton, I'm sorry, CP3 does this everywhere he goes. Look at every stop he's been at. New Orleans, he had David West. He had a big. They played better. Why? Because he complimented his bigs. He always does. He went to the Clippers after that. Do you remember? Who got better after he got to the Clippers? Blake and DeAndre. DeAndre played. DeAndre was 20, 10, and 5 with CP3. I don't know if you guys remember that. I know you guys remember this DeAndre Jordan. And then CP3 went where? Now look at Ayton. Now look at Book. Now, let's be honest. Before CP3 got there, Book wasn't really that great. He's always been a good shooter, but he was never great.
I mean, he was getting his numbers. He was getting stats, but he wasn't.
He was getting his numbers, but they weren't winning.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did Dallas do to them in this game? Or is it the fact that these guys are just ice cold? Because I'm looking at the stats: 3 for 14 for Devin Booker, 4 for 8 for Chris Paul, in 30 at least at the minimum 30 minutes a game, 30 minutes in this game.
I mean, Luka's a matchup nightmare, man. No one can stop Luka.
Full court press wore CP3 out. When Book realized that he was getting double teamed while CP3 was getting, there's no lobs for Ayton. Ayton's not Tim Duncan. Ayton is not Bam. Ayton is not a lot of dudes in the league who can actually get their own shot. Ayton is one of those guys, he's more like Clint Capella. Like, let me throw this up for you and see what you can do with it. I think he's a better Clint Capella, but again, I mean,
Phoenix went out there thinking that, they were going to win Game 7 at home, no problem. Hold on. They knew they had a problem on there. Luka's was giving it to him good all series. Devin Booker and all them guys were talking a lot of trash to Luka, and they poked the bear. They woke Luka up, and Luka the Don. You don't want to piss him off, man, because he has the ability to take over a game. He has no problem doing that.
And I'm pretty sure Book got in that nice fancy car and drove all the way home to his house.
Okay.
Feeling booked.
So what's next for Chris Paul?
Come back and try again. But they gotta get a cheaper big. They can't pay Ayton after what happened with Giannis last year and then see what happened. I mean, let's be honest, it wasn't even a big that was taking Ayton out. It was Baby Bird that was going in the paint, giving it to him, and then step back. It's not like it was another center putting the body on him. It was Luka.
Yeah, I hate to say it, man, but Phoenix's window, CP3's window has closed. He's going to be 38. I don't see how they bounce back from getting blown out.
CP3 window closed when he left New Orleans.
He's done, man. As far as championship aspirations go.
Wait, and timeout. And hold on, and timeout. In between there, he also played with Clint Capella. He got Clint Capella paid.
Okay, so we talked last week how it might be good for James Harden to be a sixth man. Do we think it's time for Chris Paul to be a sixth man and come off the bench?
Chris Paul keeps himself in pretty good shape. Like Joey mentioned, he changed his diet and he's done things to prolong his career. I think he can still start in the league, for a year or two more. But as far as playing championship level basketball, like I said, I think that train has that train has passed.
And even though I don't agree with Pat Bev, even though it's very entertaining, I think him at this age, he can't guard like that. Not anymore.
So
he's a cone. You think he's a cone?
So yeah. So let me.
I don't know if he's a cone, but he might be a pick. You know what I'm saying?
I got the thing here. Pat Beverly was on Get Up and First Take in the morning. He said he can't guard. He literally can't guard. Beverly told Stephen A. Smith the Timberwolves guard went then compared to Chris Paul to an orange cone. Man, CP can't guard nobody. Everybody in the NBA knows that. What do we call him? A cone. When you do cone, when you do cones, like in the summertime, you got a cone. You make a move, and what do? What does the cone do? Just stand still, I guess.
So disrespectful.
Okay, so all right, so the fact that I agree. I like the fact that he came out with this because now here's my question to you guys: does everybody really feel this way about Chris Paul, and just too scared to say stuff because he's like one of the player association?
You know what?
President.
So.
He's the president of the player association.
I don't think so.
Look.
A lot of guys have come out and
One at a
defended Chris Paul. Pat Bev is going to be Pat Bev, man. That's what he does. He's just like on the court. He's pesky. Off the court. I mean, that's how he gets himself up for games. He talks a lot of trash. But I definitely think he crossed the line. He crossed the line.
He says, "Ain't nobody afraid of anybody over there in Phoenix, man. Everybody in this league knows that. So nobody is afraid." So basically, he's saying that nobody in this league is.
And that's the thing, man. How much credibility does Pat Beverly have?
You know what?
He's a
Pat
bum.
Bev gets a lot of credibility for one reason.
Defense.
The dude. No, think about it. He plays in a league where there's a lot of talent, and that dude has none.
He also said, "When I guard Chris Paul, I have steak and wine the night before the game. But when I guard Steph Curry, I'm going to bed at 8
p.m.
8 p.m.
My mama don't call me,
and have everybody in my family not to call me."
Big difference, huh?
Huge difference.
I think it's
but no. Think about it though. That makes 100%.
Is there that much of a gap between those two guys? I think it's personal. Obviously,
is it personal? Is it Clipper personal?
No, it's always personal.
No, but does it go back to when they were the Clippers?
Oh, it goes back way before that. He talked about it. He got on the show and he talked about how when they were both playing, I forget. It was before the NBA. They would play him. He's all like, "Yeah, man, we started vibing back then." Like he's not shined away from their rivalry at all. Well, but when he said he was talking to CP3 about it, we all know CP3 didn't want to play with Chris Paul because of Chris Paul's reputation. That's one of the reasons why James Harden got CP3 up out of Houston. And he said, "Bring Russ. I would rather play with Russ than CP3. Why did he leave the Clippers? Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan got tired of playing with CP3.
One thing about the Clippers and Clipper fans is they are delusional.
What? Hey, man.
Not all Clipper fans, man.
I'm not that delusional.
I mean, some are realistic. They realize that they're the bad news bears of basketball, so to speak, and they're lovable losers. But those who actually, believe that the Clippers can win a championship, I mean, there's no other word to describe that other than delusional.
It'll happen one day. It'll happen one day.
One day.
Look.
You know what? We might be 6 feet under.
You see this? You see this team right here? It took them 50 years to win another championship.
So you're telling me you willing to wait another 50 years for the Clippers?
I won't, but my kids will. I see. I'll be 90. If
God
willing, I can live to 3,000. If I could live to be 90 years old and see the Clippers win a championship, that would be lovely because I'll have my Chief championship ring, my Dodger championship ring, and my Clipper championship ring.
Keep hope alive.
I got to keep hope alive. But all right, so I got some odds here, and I got NHL and NBA odds to win the title. Now I got this from MGM, Bet MGM. So I got this one. Okay, and right now you want to guess who's favored to win the whole thing for the NBA?
For the NBA?
In the Boston. NBA, I got the final 4 teams, and I got who do you think is favored?
It's probably the team that does voodoo.
It's Boston.
Miami. No, it's not Miami?
Not Miami, and it's not
No,
Boston.
not even close.
Not
Really, given Marcus Smart and Horford being injured.
Everybody hates Miami. Don't you realize that by now?
No. So this is the Golden State Warriors are plus 120 to win the whole thing.
Steph, Clay, and Draymond. That makes sense.
Boston Celtics is plus 220. Miami's plus 425, and the Mavericks are plus 850. So the money, the underdog of underdogs is the Dallas Mavericks, but the money's coming on.
I'm going with the dark horse. I'm going with Luka. I'm going with Luka carrying this team to the promised land.
Let me ask you a question while we got the Rangers on here. Where are their odds at to take it all?
So with the NHL, the Avs are plus 200, the Panthers are plus 360, the Flames are plus 555, the Hurricanes are plus 600, Tampa to three-peat is plus 650, the New Orleans is plus 1300, the Rangers is 1300, and the Blues is 1700. So the Rangers have no chance. So, but hey, well, I mean,
Danny, you're a go-to guy when it comes to hockey, man.
So in the hockey, I got the Avs. I think that it's gonna be the Avs. I listen. They've been great all year long. So I like the Avs playing in this game. So
hey, but Big Chief, what did I call? I said whoever wins that Penguins and who's playing Penguins? The Rangers, right?
Yeah, the Rangers.
So I had whoever wins that series is going to play the Avs in the NHL Finals, and the Avs will win it.
You did. And I actually have the Carolina Hurricanes playing the Avs in the finals. So I have Carolina that wins this series.
Oh.
And I don't know.
Okay, so that's us right here then.
Yes, and I don't know if I showed you this. I'll show you again. I'll bring it up. But your boy was undefeated in the first round of the NHL playoffs. Okay, so I won everything. I won all the games in the first round.
Oh, look at that!
So,
all right.
So we'll see what happens. If it goes there. We'll see what happens there. But as far as the NBA goes, hey, look, I'm picking Boston against Dallas in the NBA Finals. That's what I'm going for right now. Let's get into it now. We're going to talk a little bit. We'll talk Celtics, Heat. Game 1 was last night. I didn't get a chance to see this game. What are your thoughts? Let's go with I guess we'll go with the Miami Heat fan himself, Two Wallets. What is your thoughts on what happened with Miami?
Well, it took a half for them to say, oh, okay, Boston's not going to be soft. Now, I love who everybody's saying that, oh, they were missing Smart and Al Horford, and that's going to be the difference. Don't you guys realize that the Miami Heat can play any style against any team? You said that they wouldn't beat the Hawks. If I jump to the other side of the screen, said that they wouldn't beat the 76ers. And that's fine if they don't convince you. I don't even want to get excited. I'm just waiting until we get to the finals and see when the haymakers start going down. Because look, when we play the Golden State or the Mavericks, we're more athletic than the whole team of the Mavericks. The whole team, not just Luka.
Luka will eat you guys alive.
Again, Luka is what? One NBA player. The Miami Heat have proven.
He ain't your average NBA player, though.
The game 1 always shows how the series is going to go. So this is what's going to happen. They proved Boston that Jaylen Brown and Tatum are not going off at the same time. So they're going to shut down 9 guys every single time. It doesn't matter. You can rotate any 3 or 4 players you want in. Miami's 5 rotation. I don't know if you guys know how deep Miami is. You guys do realize one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA hasn't even really touched the court yet for Miami. You guys have honestly given up on Victor Oladipo. That's honest. You guys can admit to that. None of you guys know who Gabe is. You guys completely gave up on Strauss. You guys don't even know who he is. I mean, he's going to pull up on Brown. He's going to pull up on Jason Tatum.
So,
Butler
let me
is
interject.
telling the rest of the NBA,
Let me interject.
this one is mine to get.
Let me interject here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't have that many big names, so if you're not a Miami fan, like we're not, you're not gonna know these guys. The only guy I know there's only 3 people I actually know on this team, and one that is getting most of the headlines, and the other 2 are here, there, gone there, because you think Jimmy Butler's gonna average 40 points a game this whole series?
He won't have to.
He had to last night to win.
That happened to be last night. Every game for Miami is different.
I don't see.
That's not sustainable, man.
This is not sustainable. And I don't see anybody else in this crew, in these guys, averaging 35.
The reason he got 40 the other night is because Marcus Smart wasn't in the game.
And I thank you guys for saying that. And when you guys, that's why I said this is what you guys are not seeing. As soon as Smart comes back and Al Horford come back, Spoelstra's going to adjust, and they're going to find a way to score points like they always do. If it's not ISO, it's guys running around the back of the basket. It's having guys open for threes. Wait, now you guys can go check the stats if you want to. The number 1 half-court defense is Boston Celtics. You guys have totally neglected to look who has the number 1 half-court offense in the NBA all season long, not just a period or a portion, and during the postseason. It's been Miami. This is what they do. He got on TV, Jimmy Butler said last night, it's this simple. If we do everything we need to defensively, the offense will come. We have too much skill. And he said, point period, he wasn't being rude. He was being just upfront. We wanted to see if they would quit.
Know what they were?
I know you guys. I know you guys don't see it, and I know you guys don't believe it. But everything in this team, not just Luka or one guy, is going to say how the rest of the team performs. Yeah, Big Chief. I already know what you're gonna say. Bam had so and so points and only 4 rebounds. You didn't talk about how they had 2 forced shot clock violations last night, and Bam had 3 or 4 blocks at the rim, which is something he's been doing all season. He's the number 1 switch defender in the league. He's not the number 1 rebounder in the league.
Okay, I'll give you this. You guys won the game you guys should have won. You just finished a hard Game 7 series 2 days ago.
And you're playing against a team with 2 key guys out.
And 2
very
days out.
Guys. I mean,
we haven't had our starting point guard since the first series.
Yeah,
but that is not your point.
Horford not being in the game for Boston. He's the leader of that team.
That is not your point guard.
Kyle Lowry's been the point guard all season long.
All season long? Because I could have
all season long.
When did he get there?
He got there this year. What are you talking about? He played all season.
The whole season? Because I could have
the whole season. He got hurt.
He was not traded in the middle of the season?
No. He signed in the offseason. He signed a 3-year deal for like $10 million a year.
We didn't trade
but Kyle Lowry.
No, we didn't trade him midseason. He's been there all season.
Lowry's a non-factor at this point.
I don't think
he's a non-factor because he's not on the floor, just like Smart's a non-factor because he wasn't on the floor.
No, Lowry, I think even with Lowry on the floor, you guys are not a factor. He's not a factor in this.
Okay, and like I said, I'm glad that you guys say this. When they get on the floor and Miami's making adjustments, we will see.
Okay, I don't personally think Lowry's going to play this whole series.
I don't know if he is or not.
Okay, Kyle Lowry's not going to play, and then I
know Gabe Vincent's going to be on the floor.
But I don't want to hear when you guys lose.
Gabe Vincent.
We didn't have our starting point guard.
We weren't healthy. You think Boston's losing sleep at night because Gabe Vincent?
No, right now they're losing sleep because Bam and Butler are killing on both ends of the court.
But Joey, we can't ignore the fact that Miami's been pretty fortunate as far as, other teams having injuries, very key injuries. Philadelphia fell apart, and now Boston is falling apart physically. I mean, Miami's been very fortunate.
Wait. Now Boston's falling apart physically? See, this is... So let me ask a question. So when Golden State won their first title, you don't count that one?
Listen.
The one without Steph? You guys don't count that one? No, you don't?
I'm talking
two very
about
different situations.
Two different situations. Exactly right. You are going into a team that's you're not playing anybody that's healthy.
Their two best stars are playing, Jaylen Brown and Tatum. Their two best stars, two role players. They're two best stars on Boston.
Listen. Horford is the leader of that team. He turned the last series against the Greek Freak. Who do you think turned that whole series around? It was Al Horford.
Who's the two best players on that team?
There was a turning point in that series.
Okay.
Who are the two best players on that team?
Listen.
Okay, I'll give you. Hold on. Listen. I will give you the whole two best players on that team. But sometimes two best players don't require, as far as you need those key guys that help you out. Take it from
Miami has a whole bunch of keys.
No, but
that's all I'm trying to say.
You're not the Lakers of the 2000s. You're not.
Who said we're the Lakers?
Because you're talking about like that. If Kobe and Shaq, okay, and then you still had Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, help me out here, Romero. All those guys that were on that.
No disrespect to Jimmy Butler. I like Jimmy Butler.
Nobody likes Jimmy Butler.
No, I like Jimmy Butler.
Since when? You said he's not even an all-star.
We
can roll tape. Hold on, let me go find an episode.
No. He's a good player, not a great player. There's a difference. He's a good player.
He's a great player in the postseason.
Come on, man. Like I said, the only reason he got 40 is because Marcus Smart was not guarding him. That's not sustainable. I guarantee you, if Marcus Smart comes back,
Jason Tatum was guarding him. So now, so you're telling me now that Jason Tatum is trash?
Jason Tatum
on defense? Is that what you're telling me?
Jason Tatum is not as good a defender as Marcus Smart. I'm sorry.
But he's 6'7", 6'8", guarding 6'6" Jimmy Butler.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't
Butler
matter.
better get his, because when Marcus Smart comes back, it's over.
Okay, let me ask a what if question. What if Smart comes back and he can't guard Butler? Then what? What will you say then? Just answer. Give me that. If he comes back
in the league, can't guard.
So first of all, he was not better than Draymond this year.
Hold on, man. You're acting like Butler's Kobe, just like Danny said. Like,
I'm not. Hold on.
It's Jimmy
First of
Butler,
all,
man.
You don't believe me? Ask Big Chief what I said on the phone earlier this morning. Big Chief, what did I tell you on the phone? Tell him what I said earlier on the phone.
Go ahead. I forgot.
I said I wish Jimmy Butler would have scored 9 points, had 8 or 9 rebounds, and 11 or 12 assists just to shut everybody up and won by 12. Because that's how look. You don't believe me? Look at Jimmy Butler's stats all season.
Okay,
we got to the first seed of the playoffs, and he wasn't scoring 20 points a game. He didn't have to. It was a game. You want to know why Jimmy Butler's playing like this? He's fresh. Do you remember what Dwayne Wade said his last year? Man, I wish we was playing like this my last year. My career would still be going. They found a way to do the San Antonio Spurs.
Was he not fresh everywhere else he's been? I mean,
no.
If he's so great, why do so many teams get rid of him, Joey?
Okay. Want to talk about Chicago? That whole situation eroded. How many times have Tom Thibodeau and everybody talked about Tom Thibodeau using up their players? How many times has everybody said, man, Joakim Noah's career got used up by, man, Derrick Rose shouldn't have been used up like that. How many times have we heard that about Tom Thibodeau? Then he goes to the T-Wolves. He said, plain and simply, I'm not playing with these bunch of bums. They don't know how to play basketball. Oh, okay. Then he goes to the 76ers. Y'all rather keep Tobias Harris over me? Okay. And he goes to Miami. What else is there for me to say?
If he was a great player, teams wouldn't get rid of him, Joey. That's my point.
Let me ask you a question.
They would build around him.
Okay, you're a Lakers fan, right?
Of course.
Does Pat Riley waste his time?
Listen.
Oh, no, he don't want to answer that. He don't want to answer that.
Miami is so successful is because Pat Riley, okay, the system that he's implemented there, yes, it's not so much because of the talent. I mean, of course, when you guys had Dwayne Wade and LeBron, I mean, the talent just supersedes anything else. But right now, you have a team that's good because scheme-wise, they know how to defensively stand on the court, okay, when to double team, when to not. You know, they're very well coached. Spoelstra is very underrated as a coach. I've always said Spoelstra is a very good coach. But you can't sit there and tell me that Jimmy Butler is a certified superstar because certified superstars don't get traded from team to team.
I never said Jimmy Butler was a superstar. When did I say that this whole conversation?
I mean, you're acting like he's cold.
I said he's a great player in the playoffs. That's what I said.
Okay.
And then rewind. I said Jimmy Butler hasn't been averaging 20 points all season because he didn't have to.
Okay. So I don't think he can average this. When Marcus Smart comes in, and if your guy scores 9 and you guys win, then I'll be like, okay. I personally think with Boston has those two guys in, that Boston will be winning this series in 7.
Yes.
I have Boston in 7 in this series.
Wait, hold on. Don't change your tone. Romero, you said 6. Big Chief, you always said 7, so I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
You said 6.
I picked them in 6.
Stick to your story.
Yeah, I picked them in 6. Danny's picking them in 7. Just to be clear, I picked them in 6.
Okay.
Listen, if Marcus Smart comes back and Al Horford, if they both come back, this series, I said 6 because I thought they were going to be healthy, but you know, all of a sudden they announced before game 1 they're not playing. You know, Danny sent me a text. I'm like, what? I thought he was kidding. You know, it's like it seems like Miami is doing voodoo on opposing teams, man. Like, what the hell's going on? You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I or did I not say before this playoff started? Everybody's going to find every single reason to say why Miami wasn't going to win this.
Okay.
Against all odds.
What happened in the first series? Do you guys remember what the conversation was on ESPN?
Okay, I get it. The talking heads
yes.
said all this stuff. We're not talking heads.
With the exception
No,
of
hold on, Big Chief. You said if Atlanta didn't have injuries, they would have beaten Miami, remember?
I've said it. I said if Atlanta didn't have injuries. I said if Philadelphia didn't have injuries. I said if Boston doesn't have injuries.
We can't ignore that, Joey. I mean, you guys have been pretty fortunate, you know?
Okay, Miami had injuries last year. We lost in the first round. I don't see anybody talking about that.
Right, but if Miami wasn't healthy, maybe they wouldn't have lost in the first round. That's all I'm trying to say is
you guys had an easy road.
If you play a team that's actually healthy-ish. Now this is the NBA. No one's really technically healthy. But I'm saying is
thank you.
But what I'm saying is the whole team is still there. Okay, the whole team is there. Now, if you want to say Kyle Lowry hasn't been if he hasn't played all season, then technically he ain't been on the team.
No. He hasn't played all. He played the first series against Atlanta. He didn't play in the next series, and he hasn't played in this one.
Okay, if he's on, so I'm saying, just like I'm saying, if Philly won, you could be the same thing. Well, Miami wasn't healthy, and I'd have been like, okay, Miami wasn't healthy. If Atlanta won, you would have been like, Miami wasn't healthy. I'd have been like, okay. It's the fact that you're obviously saying that my team is losing my train of thought here. You know, deep. Okay, you're deep.
That's all I've been saying all year. Miami is the deepest team in the league.
Lakers.
But at the same time,
first of all, the Lakers have never been deep. I've never seen a deep Lakers team. I've seen a top-heavy Lakers team.
No, I've seen a really deep.
I'm sorry, the 2000 Lakers?
The 2000 Lakers were deep.
Okay, that was a really good team.
But
at the same time,
the 2000
they lost one playoff game, and that was to Iverson.
The 2000.
There's no teams in the NBA that are this deep that are still in the playoffs right now. Okay. Period.
But I'm saying is this Miami team is nowhere near the 2000 to 2003
I didn't
LA
say they were
Lakers.
I didn't say they were.
You are acting like they are this good.
Let me ask you.
Let me ask you, all I'm doing.
Wait, let me ask you. Do you think this is a better team than the 2020 team that played against the Lakers in the bubble championship?
This team is better and deeper. Our Miami Heat team is better now than the Miami team that we had in the bubble. Yes, we're deeper now. We didn't have Victor Oladipo. We had Duncan was a rookie. Tyler Hero was a rookie. Bam wasn't healthy. We had Goran Dragic, who was older. Now we have Kyle Lowry, but he's hurt. Victor Oladipo is healthy. Now that Duncan has been phased out, we got two guys that we had in the summer league who played great who are now in our rotation. Tyler Hero is 2 years older. Buckets is healthy. Bam is better. So yeah, our Miami Heat team has progressed from that bubble year to now. We are a much better and a much deeper team right now than that bubble team.
All right, Joey.
Hopefully you fare a little better.
All right, Joey. Give me your prediction. Miami wins in what game? How many games?
I had them winning in 7. So we're going to win it. We're going to take it at home. I am not discounting Boston at all. But if you want to start going to the bench and seeing the matchups, I see the matchups favoring Miami. I'm not going to lie.
Joey, I hope you're right. I hate Boston. As a Laker fan, I hate Boston. And I would love nothing more than to see Boston lose. So I hope, for the sake of it, I hope you're right. I hope Miami does beat them. But we'll see.
All right.
Okay, timeout. How did Dwayne Wade lose weight and Shaq gain weight? He looks so thin there.
Man, remember,
Charles Barkley looked like he ate a few donuts.
All right.
So he has 8 pounds. In our case, it's 80 pounds. But you know.
Yeah. So
does that count the camera weight?
Yeah.
Camera adds 10 pounds.
Let's switch.
You just call me Luka Donuts.
Hey, is it true that he had a beer after beating the Suns? No, I'm sorry. Before the game started, he had a beer?
I wouldn't be surprised.
They probably had a game. He had another beer at halftime. The game was over.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh, man.
Favorite player now.
So let's switch real quick. Mavericks and Warriors. Look, I'm telling you right now, if it's the Warriors and Heat, we're not gonna get a word in wise for an hour. If it's the Heat and the Warriors in the final.
Okay, let me just run through this real quick.
Ratings.
Just so that way you guys can understand why I love the Warriors and why I love the Heat, okay? When I was growing up, the very first basketball game I went to professionally, I saw Tim Hardaway at the Forum.
Crossover.
Timmy Crossover. I was at the Forum playing the Lakers. I love Golden State ever since then. Trading. Tim Hardaway gets traded from Golden State to the Miami Heat. They got Jamal Mashburn. They also signed Alonzo Mourning. My heart went. But I never stopped rooting. Look, I never stopped rooting for Chris Mullin. I never stopped rooting for Mitch Richmond. I never stopped rooting for the Chris Webbers. I went down the line. Monte Ellis was one of my favorite players to watch. When Steph got there, I kept it going. I've always loved both.
They were this close from trading Steph Curry because of his bad ankles.
Look, the Knicks was the next pick in line to get after Golden State, and Don Nelson said, nope, I'll figure out a way to play them too. And then he phasing Monte Ellis over to Milwaukee, if you guys didn't remember. And then he left Milwaukee and went to Detroit, and it was Jennings and Monte Ellis, which was a very interesting combination, to say the least, because they were in the postseason, and they were very exciting during the season.
All right, so let's break down this Mavericks and Warriors game. What do you think? What do you think of Romero? Romero, you can go first.
Yeah, please.
I mean, if I were betting on the series, obviously I'm gonna put my money on the Warriors. But I would love to see Luka make it to the finals. He's playing at a very high level right now, and he's already proven that he can carry a team on his back. So, like I said, if I were a betting man, I would put my money on the Warriors. But my heart is with Luka the Don. I hope he gets to the finals. I would love to see that.
Yep. Real quick, Boston minus 165, Heat plus 135, Warriors minus 250, Mavericks plus 200. So
yeah, too many weapons for the Warriors. Too many weapons.
I like the Mavericks. I like Luka, obviously, but I think he'll need more help. He can't just do it by himself. And as far as right, but at the same time, if Phoenix better not wake up, poke the bear like Phoenix did. I don't see them doing that. I don't think the Warriors will do that.
Yeah, Steph don't work like that.
Okay, Steph and Draymond, all of them. Now, it's gonna be funny because Draymond, little ticky-tack technicals, and Luka gets a lot of technicals. In fact, Luka got one rescinded. That's why he had to play. He was able to play the last game.
That's the matchup I'm looking forward to.
I heard
Draymond
that. So
and Luka.
That's gonna be a fun matchup.
That's gonna be a battle.
That's actually gonna be a really good matchup.
I almost want this battle and the refs eat their whistle. Because I want to see.
Let them play.
I want to see 80s. I mean, I just finished that winning, the HBO thing. I want to see Kurt Rambis and Parrish hit the floor type.
I mean, it's not going to get that physical. It'll never be that physical.
I wish it was though.
But Luka, let me tell you, Luka's not going to back down. He's a dog.
Yeah,
he's not going to back down. He's not going to intimidate Luka.
Who gets the first technical, Luka or Draymond?
Probably Draymond.
Luka. Luka will do more talking crap than Draymond.
I think,
but Draymond will kick somebody in another region before Luka will. I mean, they've both done it. I mean,
it's gonna be fun. All right, so if I had to say, so Luka Draymond's like a wash, right? Steph and Dinwiddie.
Look, I'm gonna say right now,
the key is Klay Thompson, man. If Klay Thompson gives the Warriors just a fraction of what he used to, that's probably going to be enough to put him over the top.
The only reason why I agree with that is because I still see Poole. I don't see anybody stopping Poole for 22 a game. All Klay really has to do is get between 16 and 22 a game, and Steph's gonna take at least, I'll say, 18 shots a game at least. But my X factor in this series is definitely Dinwiddie.
Hey, but listen, Poole's been struggling, man. If you watch Poole closely, I want you to keep an eye on Klay Thompson's reaction when Poole takes bad shots. I don't think that Poole and Thompson can coexist, man. Keep a close eye on that. Every time Poole forces a shot, just look at Klay Thompson's reactions. It's almost like, Poole's taking shots away from Thompson, and that's really hurting his rhythm, So it'll be very interesting to see what happens throughout the series. But ultimately, I think the Warriors just have more weapons.
I agree. And Daniel, just to add on a side note, I mean, the Rangers are really skating around really tough tonight. I mean, I don't know, but it seems like their zone is just not as comfortable as you usually see them with. But the Rangers are really on the attack.
Hey, Draymond is a goon, man. I could see him playing hockey and just checking guys.
Man, you can't get no brother on skates like that. You can't get no Raymond on no skates, man. No.
So
might get on some roller skates. You ain't getting on a brother no ice skate.
I think the
not
Rangers.
That brother.
Yeah.
That brother. I mean,
I think the Rangers are, they got momentum. They were down 3-1. They won 3 straight. So I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So, but I like this. All right, so we're gonna go to our final thoughts right now. Final thoughts. What's going on? What are you guys looking forward to for the remainder of the week? Obviously, we got a lot of basketball coming on, a lot of stuff. What are you guys looking forward to this week?
Man, I'm looking forward to how Luka performs. If he keeps playing at this level, man. I mean, people forget that he's barely scratching the surface, and he's already doing some amazing things, man. I mean, this guy, his as Jordan would say, the roof is the ceiling. But yeah, man, I love watching Luka play. I think he's just one of those guys that comes around, once, every generation. He's special, man. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to see how he does against the Warriors and company.
Your wallet.
honestly, I'm looking forward to getting this last doctor's appointment done. Physical therapy I've completed. I'm feeling good. I can sit up with no pain. I haven't really felt any pain in the last 15 days. And yeah, I've been counting. I haven't taken any medication in 22 days. I just want to, thank God for letting me get healthy.
Hopefully you feel better, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, our final thoughts is: you guys see over the weekend what happened to the Cincinnati Reds when they were playing the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Mm-mm.
No, what happened?
So the Cincinnati Reds threw a combined no-hitter.
Oh, and lost.
And lost.
Yeah, I did read about that. Yeah.
They lost 1-0. They lost 1-0 to Pittsburgh. What happened was the reliever, I think it was Green. Green threw 8 innings of no-hit ball. But the problem was he walked three batters, and then was a fielder's choice, and the runner scored. So it was 1-0.
Bizarre.
And so they lost. We're bouncing back, and I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it yet. The Dodgers actually happened to them one time. They played the Angels, and the Angels no-hit the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But won the game.
That's a bizarre box score, man.
So, I mean, that is one of the craziest box scores things to happen as far as baseball goes. I thought it was a pretty funny story.
18 minutes, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a great series.
Did Big Chief just freeze on us?
No, it's the internet.
I think he may have.
Internet was going in and out.
Oh, there he is.
So
there he is.
Another thought. I just saw I heard on another podcast, and I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. A guy is suing the New York Giants and the New York Jets because they play in New Jersey, and he bought tickets thinking they played in New York.
Wait, is that big? Is that Big Boy?
I think that might be Big Boy.
That
maybe that's why he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lawsuits, baby. Let's get them going.
But, hey, by the way, that Cowboy schedule looks so easy, man. I can't wait for that 15-2 season.
Man, that really looks. And why did the Tennessee Titans have the toughest schedule?
I think the Chiefs have the toughest open 8 games they got.
And we have the toughest last 8 games.
Yeah. So, but I got the Chiefs going 15-2, playing Dallas in the Super Bowl. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start writing my notes down, talk about adds and additions and subtractions. I'm gonna run through every team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go from the worst to the best based on roster, coaches, so on and so forth. Oh, and just FYI, I'm saying it right now, the Buffalo Bills are not going to the Super Bowl. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
But they are going to win that division. I think New England's done, man. They had a terrible draft. I mean, Belichick. I'm sorry, man. Guys were laughing at him. Did you see the coach for the Rams? He was laughing. They were reaching for guys that were supposed to go in the 5th round, picking them in the 1st round. I'm tired of hearing about Belichick being a genius. I think he's so overrated. You know, if you look at all the cheating and the scandals, I think he's just so overrated, man. I think they're done. Buffalo's going to win that division outright.
Yeah.
All right.
I can see Buffalo winning that division. That's not a problem. The only team that can stop them is the Jets.
You know, the only team that can stop the Buffalo Bills?
It's the Jets.
The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills can only stop the Buffalo Bills. I don't see anybody else in that division helping. All
right, just
like the
real quick, what do you guys got the record for the Miami Dolphins as of right now?
9-8.
9-8. Big Chief.
I'm being generous.
Oh wow, really? So Tyreek is nothing.
I mean, he's a weapon, but can Tua get him the ball? I don't think Tua can throw the ball more than 30 yards.
Ouch.
They play 17 games, right?
Yeah.
So they'll win. They're gonna go 7-10.
Look at Luka.
They go 7-10.
Luka the Don.
Wow, you don't have them having a winning record?
No.
So you don't believe in the coach who's never been a coach before? You don't believe in the quarterback, or both?
I don't believe in that system, and I don't believe in that coach, and I don't believe in that quarterback.
Wow. Ouch.
I don't think Tyreek Hill he's gonna win you some games. Don't get me wrong. I won some games with him with being in my, but I just don't know what else they got now. Other Dolphin guys are gonna tell me I'm crazy.
I wonder how the Dolphins guys feel about that.
Oh, they love their Dolphins.
Yeah, they love their Dolphins.
And apparently, they love their Dolphins to the point where also they want to hear nothing but Dolphin experts.
They suffer from the same Clipper. They're delusional.
Possible. Yeah. But I actually want to know what we'll get. I can't wait. Maybe Joey, we'll get Mike on here one day. We'll talk a little bit Dolphins.
Hopefully next week.
We'll get Mike we'll get both Mikes. We'll get Mike from the control room, and hopefully we'll get Mike from the Dolphin tailgate. Talk a little football next week. I think next week we'll break down more.
That's Mike on the mic with Mike on YouTube.
Yeah, Mike on the mic, and then we also get Mike from
Mike.
Yeah, also from the Control Room podcast. Maybe he'll be able to join us. Talk some basketball.
We'll get a fellow Clipper.
I need some Clipper help.
Hey, go ahead and call Clipper Darrell while you're at it.
You might go ahead and call Tyrone.
I haven't talked to Clipper Darrell in so many years.
I talked to Clipper Darrell last year in the bubble.
You gotta love that guy's enthusiasm.
We were watching the Clipper games on the app, and I could watch with Clipper Darrell, so it was pretty fun.
The last time I talked to him, actually, I think SoCal was there. Me and SoCal were outside of Staples Center, and he pointed him out to me, and I went up and talked to him. I mean, dude's a Clipper fan. I dug the suit. Went up and hollered at him.
Dude.
I believe his car was up for sale. I think one thing he was trying to sell his car.
Oh, he'll get a lot of money for that now.
I think me and Mike.
Did you bid, Danny?
I was gonna call Mike and say, Mike, how about me and you bid at the same time? We'll share it. We'll share the car.
Let's go 50-50.
50-50 on the car, okay?
Hey.
But, all right, guys. Well, like I said, make sure you follow us everywhere. Follow Control Room Podcast on Instagram. On Apple Podcasts, YouTube. They have. You gonna get another episode anytime soon there?
Yeah, and that's why I just told you guys I might as well start cranking out those episodes ranking these NFL teams.
All right. How about you, Control Room? You gonna do another? When's the next Control Room gonna throw out?
Man, I got to touch bases with Mike. Man, he's a little busy. He changed jobs recently, so but we'll link up.
Oh, congratulations!
Right. Looking forward to that. And like I said, looking forward to hopefully maybe he'll get on the show. We'll talk a little before the NBA. I would love to have him on here before the NBA draft. Oh, and by the way, did anybody catch the lottery last night?
Orlando Magic! Woohoo!
Yeah. The Chet Holmgren sweepstakes.
Nah, yeah.
You know what? I like Holmgren. I know that dude is skinny, but I like him.
He's the white Kevin Durant.
No, he ain't that good. That's not fair. No.
So, do you think they're gonna get Chet from the Zags?
Slim Reaper.
You know what? I'll put it this way. I don't know, but the Magics have never messed up a first-round pick. Never.
Never, ever, ever?
Never. Shaq, Howard, Penny. Need I say more? All Hall of Famers.
That's a pretty good trio.
Chet.
Yeah.
You need to get Chet from the Zags, so curious to see.
I don't know. You know, everybody's talking about that kid from Auburn. I want to check him out.
So,
Nah, pick Holmgren, get him in the weight room.
With Kevin Durant.
Give him some roids.
We don't have a pick. Clippers don't have
Or
a
some
pick.
noodles.
They gave their 12th pick to the Thunder for Paul George. I kind of wish I had that 12th pick back.
Clippers.
Kind of wish I had that 12th pick back.
Would be nice, huh, Danny?
Yeah, well, you know, send this guy back.
PG
bobblehead there.
Pandemic P.
Why don't you like PG? What is? I love PG. I always have.
Great
He's from
season player.
Palmdale.
Great season player, not a good playoff player. You know, opposite of Jimmy Butler. But anyways, we will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. We'll see you next week. Have a good
The
day.
Warriors going to start in a little bit. Oh wait, you guys want to see the hockey game? Let's go back to the hockey game.
Let's go. Have a good one, guys.
A commercial.